Indiana Elites and the Raleigh Renegades in the second one of the night. Here we go. Wednesday nights belong to the Scuffed Basketball League, but we are here throwing down on a Monday night as Cameron Boozer gets rejected by Lolan Larson for the first one of the game. We are underway here in Raleigh for the Raleigh Renegades and the Indiana Elite. PJ Haggerty throws up the corner three and drops that one in for the first basket of the game. Rookie PJ Haggerty over there for the Raleigh Renegades has proven to be a good rookie for the Raleigh Renegades. Raleigh Renegades starting two rookies, and they do have a third rookie on the bench as well, as they have got Henry Visar and PJ Haggerty, two rookies starting for the Raleigh Renegades. And then they have, I believe it's Ilich Milos that comes off the bench, another rookie for the Raleigh Renegades. Keith Morrow grabs the steal there as the Raleigh Renegades playing well here in the first 60 seconds. Matt Snow went for the steal as well, going for another one, not able to get either of them though. And again, Matt Snow on the brink right here, but in the end, it ends up at 2 points for the Raleigh Renegades. Matt Snow not able to get the ball from Keith Morrow at the end of the day. Gives it to Pete Jones Jr., who slams it down to get the Indiana Elite on the board. Raleigh Renegades, I believe, ranked third by the media in the preseason. Did not make the playoffs last season, as they, after also having a high preseason media ranking last season, did not make the playoffs last season. Coming into tonight at 13-9. And looking for a playoff spot here in Season 2. Looking for a playoff spot here in Season 2. We'll see if they can keep up the good play in the second half of the season, as this is the final game before the All-Star break. Keith Morrow with the step-back three. He drops that one in. This is the final game before the All-Star break. Final game before the All-Star break. We've got the three-point contest. And, of course, the East versus the West All-Star game coming up. Our defending champion of the three-point contest, Serge DuPont. He will be looking to defend his crown this year. Matt Snow pokes the ball away again. Still looking for a steal, though. Keith Morrow guarded by both Boozer and Snow. There's the steal, finally, as Matt Snow is able to get one. He has been on a tear here in just the first half of the first quarter and trying to poke the ball away from Keith Morrow, and he finally picks up his first steal there. And there's a second Matt Snow with back-to-back possessions with steals. And now he's going to pull up a mid-ranger, not able to drop that one in. Now, it doesn't turn that one into points, but back-to-back steals for Matt Snow. He goes for a third one right there, but they get the ball into Graves. He's able to lay that one in. Mike Graves on the board for the first time as he lays that one in. Matt Snow came to play defense here tonight, and they're going to look to set up the offense. He gives it in to Truck Wallace. Truck Wallace in the key out to Boozer. Boozer back to Truck Wallace. Good ball movement for the Indiana Elite. Back out to Cameron Boozer. Puts up a three ball. He can't get that one to go. Boarded by the Raleigh Renegades. Haggerty into Visar. Visar over to Morrow. Morrow against Matt Snow. These two have been squaring off this game. Morrow cannot get the hook shot to go. Approaching 60 seconds left here in the first. Starters in for both teams still. Truck Wallace finds Pete Jones Jr. for the slam. And there's the first time out of the game for the Raleigh Renegades. Back to it following the timeout. Back to it following the timeout by the Raleigh Renegades. They are up 6, approaching 60 seconds left here in the first. Haggerty throws up a three ball that he cannot get to go. And it's boarded by the Indiana Elite. No Mad D Pistol gets it into Rocco Pebble. He is able to sneak his way through and lay it in. The B team has checked in for the Raleigh Renegades. The B team has been struggling for the last 5 or 6 games for the Indiana Elite. There's an offensive board for Illich. That is the rookie that comes off the bench for the Raleigh Renegades. They give him the ball now. He's squared up against Rocco Pebble. Backing him down, dishes it out. Corner three. Corner three drops in there for the Raleigh Renegades. PJ Haggerty's got 2 3 balls here tonight. Nomad gets it into Rocco Pebble. He throws up a hook shot. Can't get that one to go. Shot clock turned off. Great dish to find Haggerty. He'll lay that one in. He's got 8. Shot clock turned off. Maybe the final one here of the first. Nomad gets it into Greg Neal. He throws it over to Gator Wallace, who's able to beat the clock for one final one. Raleigh Renegades. No. That'll be the end of the first. Into the second. Raleigh Renegades up 7 on the Indiana Elite. B team stays in there for the Indiana Elite. Raleigh Renegades fighting for a playoff spot here this season. Like I said, they had missed the playoffs in Season 1 after being projected as a highly ranked team. Gator Wallace throws up a 3 ball. Can't get that one to go. Boarded by Schroeder. Here comes Schroeder all the way around. Spins around Nomad and lays that one in. Hugo Schroeder on the board. Raleigh Renegades were projected 3rd in the preseason by the media, and then were not able to make the playoffs last season. Came in here to Season 2 again with a high preseason projection by the media, and are fighting to prove that projection correct this season with a chance to make the playoffs here in Season 2. Indiana Elite kind of getting beat down here about 90 seconds into the second by the Raleigh Renegades. Keith Morrow into Illich as he backs down. Can the Indiana Elite look to find their way back into this? Getting smoked up by the Raleigh Renegades. Truck Wallace at the top. He sneaks around. He's going to go all the way to the basket. Oh my, Indiana Elite. Able to get a basket in. Just their second one here, the second quarter, as the Raleigh Renegades have come out smoking. And here goes Keith Morrow. Indiana Elite don't know how to play defense right now. Keith Morrow's got 7. Clem Fandango. Clem Fandango lays one in. Matt Snow with the great pass. Here come the Raleigh Renegades, though, and they just can't be stopped. They just dish it down in. They lay it in, and it's quick and over. It's quick and over. Boozer out to Wallace for a 3. Oh, Wallace, no good. That's what's up, Hippie. Thank you so much for the fat raid. I appreciate it. 2 minutes left here in the second. Keith Morrow does it every possession. They set the screen for Keith Morrow. He goes straight around to the basket and slams it down. Indiana Elite got no answer for it. Clem Fandango. He's over to Truck Wallace. Back to Clem Fandango. The give and go, but over to Cameron Boozer now. Good ball movement, but they can't get to the basket. Fandango at the top. Shot clock winding down. Back to Cameron Boozer. He's going to have to put one up, and he is able to get it to go with the shot clock winding down. First basket of the game for Cameron Boozer. Morrow over to Williams. Williams pulls up and drops in the 3 ball. Steven Williams, he's 2 for 2 from downtown tonight. Matt Snow into Pete Jones Jr., who's able to lay it in. He's got 10. He's got 10 of their 22. Pete Jones Jr. is doing everything he can to keep it close here. The Raleigh Renegades are on fire here in the second. That one bounces out. Indiana Elite will take over. 60 seconds left here in the second. Matt Snow into Cameron Boozer. It's been an ugly game for Cameron Boozer, but he is against an all-star power forward. He's going to throw up the hook shot. He is able to get that one to go. 4 points for Cameron Boozer as the Indiana Elite try to slowly claw their way back in. 45 seconds left in the second. Keith Morrow around the screen. Over to Graves. Graves into Visar. Back to Morrow. Keith Morrow has been on fire here tonight. He's looking for more. Morrow guarded by Snow. Great ball movement. Here's a 3 from Schroeder. He drops that one in. Schroeder. And the Raleigh Renegades are on fire from 3 here tonight. Matt Snow into Truck Wallace. Shot clock winding down here in the second. Cameron Boozer, he's going to throw up a mid-ranger. He drops that one in. Back-to-back possessions. Cameron Boozer drops one in. Visar back to Schroeder. He pulls up a three and drops it in. Back-to-back threes for Hugo Schroeder. 10 seconds left here in the second. Into Clem Fandango. Clem Fandango may look for one more here in the second. He drops in a little baby hook. And 2.6 left in the second. Keith Morrow, he's just going to go ahead and dribble it out. That'll take us to halftime. Into the third. Into the third, Raleigh Renegades up 15 here on the Indiana Elite. Will we see the Raleigh Renegades in the playoffs this season for the first time in Scuffed Basketball League history? Could be a potential playoff matchup here. Could be a potential playoff matchup with two Eastern Conference teams, both teams playing well here in Season 2. Obviously, the Indiana Elite made the playoffs last season as they finished as runners-up of Season 1 before eventually losing to the London Honeys in the grand finals. Raleigh Renegades, as I've said, were projected as a high-ranked team last season before they did not have the Season 1 that people had expected of them. But Raleigh Renegades look well on their way to being a playoff team here in Season 2. And we'll see if they can keep up the hot play in the second half of the season. Remember, this is the last one before the All-Star break. Last one before the All-Star break. There's another steal for Matt Snow. Might be his third one of the night. Those 3 steals have not turned into a strong offensive night for the Indiana Elite, but Matt Snow playing good defense here tonight. Last one, though, before the All-Star break. After this, we head to All-Star Weekend. We will be seeing the three-point contest. As I've said, Serge DuPont of the Boston Bobsledders is the defending three-point champion, and he has qualified for the three-point contest this year. You do have to qualify for the three-point contest in the Scuffed Basketball League. Not a popularity vote or not a popularity contest here in the Scuffed Basketball League. Serge DuPont, defending champion of the Boston Bobsledders, and he will be looking to defend his crown here in Season 2's three-point contest. And then, of course, we will have the All-Star game. That all goes down tomorrow night. All-Star game, Pete Jones Jr. expected to make the All-Star team, as is this man right here, Lolan Rarson, who drops that one in. Lolan Rarson will be expected to make the All-Star team for the second time in his career. Back-to-back seasons for both those players. Truck Wallace able to drop in a 3-ball. Finally, the Indiana Elite make a 3. But Lolan Rarson of the Raleigh Renegades and Pete Jones Jr. of the Indiana Elite, both All-Stars last season for the Eastern Conference. And we'll see if Matt Snow is able to grab an All-Star spot this year for the Indiana Elite. Indiana Elite chance to trim the lead to 10 here, and they do just that with a slam for Pete Jones Jr. and the Raleigh Renegades call a timeout. Lead is trimmed down to 10. Can the Indiana Elite look to keep their charge alive here in the third? Starters still in there with 2 minutes left in the third. Into Illich. Illich against Pete Jones Jr. Backs him down. It's rookie against All-Star. Illich up and over, and the rookie gets it to go. 6 points for Milos Illich, an undrafted rookie. Hook shot up and over Pete Jones Jr. Clem Fandango is able to lay that one in. He's got 8 as the Indiana Elite try to keep it within a grasp as we get closer to the fourth. Black around the screen and drive in. He's going to pass it over to Illich, and Illich gets the hook shot to go. .90 seconds left here in the third. Matt Snow around the screen. Into the key, into the paint. Hook shot up and over. And he is able to get that one. 2 points, 9 assists for Matt Snow. We'll see if he can get some points in the fourth, and he could be on double-double watch. Illich sneaks around, and Milos Illich, the undrafted rookie, back-to-back-to-back possessions. He's able to get baskets. Pete Jones Jr. to Truck Wallace. Corner three, and the Elite able to drop in their own corner three, and they trim the lead to single digits. Lead is down to 9. Indiana Elite trying to keep it close. Black around the screen. He'll look to drive. Finds Illich. There's just nothing they can do. The undrafted free agent rookie is just destroying the #1 team in the Scuffed Basketball League. Cameron Boozer slams it down to keep the lead at 9. 30 seconds left in the third. They give the ball to Graves. He pulls up a mid-ranger. He can't get that one to go. Boarded by Matt Snow. Shot clock turned off. Finds Clem Fandango for the slam. Indiana Elite trying to trim the lead down as we go to the fourth. Shot clock turned off. One more chance here for the Renegades. Schroeder around, steps back to Graves for the three. But, no, it was a long two. Long two there. Foot was on the line, and that will take us to the end of the third. Into the fourth. Indiana Elite find themselves down 9. Can they fight their way back here in the fourth? The B team started off in the fourth for the Indiana Elite. Nomad D pistol. Pulls up a mid-ranger. He can't get that one to go. Not a good start for the B team. Into Illich. He just cannot be stopped. He cannot be stopped. He's an undrafted free agent, and I believe he is 100% from the field with 14 points here tonight. Greg Neal throws it out. Allen Wells for three. The broken clock drops in a three ball. Allen Wells on the board with his three. Into Lolan Rarson, who's able to lay it in. Between Lolan Rarson and Milos Illich, Raleigh Renegades going to have a monster of a post game. Allen Wells with a turnaround. Can't get that one to go. 4 minutes left in regulation. Rarson into Schroeder. Schroeder, quick shot. Bounces off the backside. Boarded by Nomad. He brings it across. Timeout, Pete Jones Jr. Starters coming back in for the Indiana Elite. They had as long of a rest as Coach Pete Jones wanted them to have. Down 10. Can the starters claw the Indiana Elite back in? Clem Fandango starts it with the lay-in. He's got 12. Down 8. 3.5 minutes. Matt Snow went for the steal. Recovered by Schroeder. Quick shot. Offensive rebound. Offensive rebound, and Rarson's able to lay it in. 3.5 minutes left here in the fourth. Into Cameron Boozer. He is able to lay it in with the foul and one. He'll go to the line for one more. Cameron Boozer at the line. Chance for the three-point play. And he drops it in. Drops in the free throw. 15 points for the rookie. Showing why he's the leading candidate for Rookie of the Year. Morrow going to go all the way to the basket as he's done all night. All night, Keith Morrow has had a clear lane to the basket. Matt Snow. He tries to work around the screen, but he is absolutely nowhere to go. Shielded up by Keith Morrow. Cameron Boozer throws up the shot. Can't get it to go. Boarded by the Renegades. Keith Morrow at the top. Gets it into Rarson. Rarson against Boozer. Rarson will lay it in. He is 7 for 7 from the field. Matt Snow against Truck, or gives it to Truck Wallace. He'll work around the screen. Pulls up a three. No. And the Indiana Elite watching it slip away here with 2.5 to go in the fourth. Keith Morrow into Schroeder. Schroeder over to Williams. Corner three. And the corner three hits again for the Renegades. Stephen Williams, 3 for 3 from 3. 2 minutes left here in the fourth, and the Renegades find their spark again in the fourth to widen the gap between them and the Elite. Wallace lays one in. Renegades call a timeout to talk it over real quick with 2 minutes on the clock. Keith Morrow at the top. He gives it into Illich. Illich has been a monster tonight. He's against Pete Jones Jr., backs him down. Up and over. He cannot be stopped. 16 points, 5 rebounds for the undrafted free agent rookie. Matt Snow to the basket, lays one in. He's got 4 points and 11 assists. Matt Snow could have possibly been on double-double watch, but lack of offense, I mean, Milos Illich, just unbelievable. Raleigh Renegades going to grab the win tonight against the Indiana Elites and keep their playoff run alive as they are looking to make the playoffs after missing them in Season 1. Great game tonight for the Raleigh Renegades as they are approaching 80 points with time winding down. Matt Snow drops one in. If he can find 4 more points here in 60 seconds, he'll have a double-double. Matt Snow may have a chance at a garbage time double-double. Williams drops in his 4th three-pointer of the night. 4 for 4 from 3 for Steven Williams. Matt Snow, can he get a garbage time double-double? He'll drive to the basket. Matt Snow dishes it out, though. Didn't like it. Cameron Boozer throws in a 3 as he grabs some more garbage time points. Good game for Cameron Boozer as he puts up 18 to help pad his Rookie of the Year argument. Just a few milliseconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Raleigh Renegades going to improve to 14-9 as they grab the win over the #1 team in the league. Indiana Elite will drop their 4th one of the season against a tough team here as the Raleigh Renegades put on a heck of a night. 81 points for the Raleigh Renegades as with the home court, they win it.